Yeah, g'day guys. Fixing the seals on my tappet covers today on my 2008 VE SSV Commodore L98 engine. Let's get into it. Yeah, I'll just drop in. I've not done this before. That's the reason I'm doing this video, is just to show you some guys out there, if they've got a leaking tappet cover, that they might be able to tackle this job themselves. Okay, well there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts I've taken out. There's still one left. I just used a little 10mm spanner. Holding this plate down. Yeah, so lifting this up this way, putting a screwdriver in here, turning it, managed to get that out, and it was the lifting that up this way and then sliding it out is what got that one off. So yeah, popping off those spark cables off the bottom of that coil rack, and it was able just to lift it straight out. At which point we now have access on this side to the very leaky tappet cover, which has been like this for a couple of years. I'm starting to lose a bit too much oil and decided to get this job done. Rightio, I'm just going to repeat this. On the other side now. Take off 3, 4, 5. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts. Undo the plugs, and that'll all lift away. And I'll just point out, none of these are crazy tight. When you go to do them up, when you're putting all this back together, just remember, don't over tighten it. Just nip it up firm. It doesn't need to be crazy tight, because you'll start threading things. And another thing I will note, the last bolt to take this coil rack off, I needed to use a shorter 10mm spanner, because it was a little tight getting to, but once you loosen them, they do just come out pretty easy. And then back to this one, pulling that guy out. That one's all broken. Lifting this up out this way and pushing it off, at which point I use a little screwdriver, flathead screwdriver in there to help me prise it out. Yeah, right, so now I'm feeling like a bit of a dill pickle. Once taking these coil racks out, I've realised that I didn't need to undo the plugs on the coil packs themselves. I'll just show you. So yes, on these coil packs, I've lifted them out. I didn't even notice when I done that one. A bit slow bit slow on the uptake, but yes, you don't need to undo any of these. It's just this one that you're taking off. Just tip for the cleaner. Yeah, and this is where, like, if I had an air compressor, I was in a workshop. Naturally, before taking these off, you'd go through all here and you'd give it all a blowout with a bit of air, because naturally we're going to clean all this up before putting it back on. And there's just debris. It'd be nice if I could give it a blowout. Anyway. Yeah, I'm going to leave this now, and it's getting a bit late in the evening. I just wanted to start this and check out what was involved. That was honestly pretty straightforward. If you're doing this at home, that was really easy. These back bolts on either side are a little bit fiddly, but other than that, that was pretty straightforward. And bang on, I've got access to these tappet covers now. Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Get these off and put on some fresh seals. Alright, so this morning, taking the 4 bolts out and remove the tappet covers. So it's all looking not too bad in there. This is where we're going to take the time, get some rags, and we're going to clean all of these surfaces, gasket surfaces, really well. So there's the 4 bolts. And tappet cover. It's all going to need a really good clean, and I'll give all that a clean and we'll go from there. So just to show you, cleaned all these with petrol, all this. Got all the oil off, and then this is cleaned with just with some brake and parts cleaner. That stuff's pretty good. It cleans it up alright. Yeah, get everything all nice and clean. Yeah, just another thing I'll mention. Wear gloves. Wear gloves, guys. When you're cleaning this with these cleaners, they're really they're a pretty harsh solvent. The way you see it melting off some of these baked on deposits, you don't want to get it on your skin. Just a safety tip there. Alright, so all these parts are now cleaned up. Bolts. What's really important is these gasket surfaces. They need to be super clean. Like I did end up using a throttle body and carburetor cleaner. It does work a lot better. It will tend to sort of clean off some of the chrome paint. If you do have these painted, the throttle body and carburetor cleaner, it'll strip the paint off. It's pretty harsh stuff. They do say not to clean inside here because the residue cleaner will get into the oil and break the oil down. This stuff does just evaporate. I'm going to blow. I've got a bit of an air blower thing here. It's just an air duster for electrical shit. But if I get in and blow in around here, blowing behind this piece here, it should ensure that it's all dry and all that solvent is evaporated off. And in the engine bay, another really important step is to clean all these gasket surfaces really well. What made it really easy was just tearing up some little bits of rag and putting some of that throttle body cleaner straight on the rag, and then just going around with the rag and giving it a good clean and a good wipe down. And that's that other side done as well. I've got the gasket kit here. It's got the gasket and the new rubber grommet thingies for the bolts. I saw one guy, he used a little bit of gasket silicone and he just daubed it in a few places, just a small amount, and then he laid the gasket in, so that when you go to lay the gasket in and you're poking it in under fuel lines, and it doesn't, a little bit of the gasket doesn't move. The gasket itself has like a fatter side. It has like a fat side and then a bladed side, a skinnier side. That bladed side is going to go into the top of this rocket cover. I really haven't used much. I've just put a few little dobs around each corner. When you're putting in this gasket in, I've got my little bits of glue there. Make sure that the gasket's straight. If it's got any little wobbles in it, you know, it's not in properly, and when you go around, just check that it's all level and you don't have any little bits where it needs to be. Because once that gasket's in properly, it'll be dead straight. It'll be dead straight, and it won't have any little wobbles in it like this. So go through and seat it in. Make sure it's all seated in really well. Because installing this gasket properly it's the most important part. If it's not done right, it's just going to leak, and it's not going to. The whole job will have not served its purpose. So yeah, just take your time putting that gasket in. Yep, doing the next one now. Just my three little dabs on either side. They're just going to help it stay in there when I'm installing it. For me, I'll start in the middle here and work either side from here, work around each end and along the back there, and just make sure it's all snug and tidy and neat. You know it's in properly because it just looks dead straight, level, neat. And I've got the new rubbers for the bolts. I just push them straight on. They push on over that lip, slide up, with not too much problem at all. Slide them on and push them up, and that's it. That looks like it'll be ready to go. Righto, job's nearly done. When I go to put this in, you'll tighten these down until this bottom sleeve, it'll come down and bottom out and hit the motor. And once you feel that stop, just nip them up, because these rubbers and this gasket, they're doing all the work. So you don't need to go over tightening stuff. Just nip it up firm. And the bolts, they say to tighten from the centre out and tighten up these outside ones last. Which is what I'll do. I'll firm them up, and then I'll go through and just finish nipping them up, going from the centre out when I'm tightening this down. And all surfaces are clean, so we should seal up nicely. Okay, well, rocket covers are on. Look, I do have a kind of cheapy torque wrench. I have gone around going from the centre out. That one, and that one, in that order, and gradually got them all up to around about 10 Newton meters, which I think is around about the right torque setting for them. Worst comes to worst, if they're not tight enough and they leak a little bit, I'll just nip them up a little bit. But that's about the job done. Put it all back together, and hopefully no more leaks. Yeah, right guys, job's done. That's first time ever attempting that job. So I hope this helps anyone out there who wants to do a job like this themselves at home. That's the trials that I've gone through to do it. One mechanic did say to not clean the inside of the rocket covers because the degreasers and stuff they're using will break down the oils in the car. I'm going to do an oil change shortly for that reason, but the cleaners I used, the throttle body and carburetor cleaner, it does evaporate fairly quickly, so I'm pretty confident that there's no more of those solvents left in the inside those tappet covers. So yeah, job done. I hope this video helps some people to do the job themselves. See you later.